Hello friend, my name is Raza Masood. Today we will discuss about a topic project management plan approval. Friend, this topic is basically pertains to PMP or project management. Normally this term or this concept is frequently used in project management, that is called project management plan approval. So in this tutorial we will look into deep that what is basically a project management plan approval. So first of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell option so that you could be notified about my new videos. So let's start. So friend, before going into deep for project management plan approval, first we will see what is a project management plan. Friend, most of the people or most of the professionals or project managers also, they think that project management plan is basically just a schedule or Gantt chart or MPP file, MS project file. They think that it's just a schedule which is basically defining the starting and ending dates of this on the task, and it defines the overall duration of a project. Let me tell you friend that if you go in the exam of PMP with this concept, I'm 100% sure that you cannot pass the exam, because as per the PMBOK, project management body of knowledge, project management plan is basically a document that defines how a project is executing, monitoring and controlling. So project management plan is not a Gantt chart or not just simple a schedule. It's basically a document, or it's basically a document which explains that how you will initiate a plan, how you will execute, how you will manage the monitoring and controlling. It defines overall the things. So project management plan, just remember that it's a document that defines how a project is executing, monitoring and controlling. Okay, so just remember this thing. Now the components of project management plan is it defines the baselines for a scope, schedule and cost. Maybe you think that what is a baseline? Friend, whenever we are starting a project, we set some targets for a project to complete in that particular duration. For example, you are making a mobile app and you have a target to complete it in 5 months. So on basis of that target, we compare the performance of project against that baseline. So baseline is basically the targets at which through which we measure the performance of a project. If a target was to complete a project, the baseline was to compare a project in 5 months and it was completed in 6 months, so that means we take one more month, so the performance was not good. If the target was 5 months to complete and you have completed in 4 months, so it means that you save one month, so the performance is good. So the concept of baseline is that we use a baseline for scope, schedule, cost to compare, to measure the performance. So this is the main concept of baseline. So it is part of project management plan. Next is management plans for scope, schedule, cost, quality, human resource, communication plan, risk management plan and procurement management plan. So project management plan is basically a set of different plans, as we discuss multiple plans, that how you will manage the scope, how you will manage the cost, how you will manage the quality, how you will manage different risks. So this project management plan is basically set of multiple plans. It is not a single plan, it's basically a set of multiple plans which could include cost, quality, procurement, risk, human resource, communication, etc. So many dimension of a project basically are it defines that how you will manage different dimensions, different aspects of a project. Next is requirement management plan. It defines that how you will manage the requirements. Definitely requirements are coming to the project, then scope, it basically part of become the scope of project. So how you will manage the requirement management plan. This is basically a plan to managing the requirements. Next one is the change management plan. Friend, remember the one thing, that once the project is signed, the scope document is signed, so it becomes the main document of a project. If a later stage, cause for example, as per the signed scope of document, you have to deliver 5 modules to customer. At some later stage, customer says that he needs one more module. So and it is basically coming from the senior management as well. So as a project manager, you have to evaluate the change, and if it's approved, so the change management plan explains that how you will manage the change, how you will accept the change, how you will evaluate the change, what will be the procedure that it will become a part of baseline. Remember one thing, change management plan tells you that how you will manage, how you will accept or reject a change, and how it will become a part of baseline. Remember one thing, once a change is approved, it will become a part of baseline, and that means the baseline for scope, schedule and cost would also be revised. Next one is configuration management plan. Configuration management plan means, friend, that if you configuration, what is basically a configuration? Configuration means the characteristics of anything which could be physical or which could be functional. For example, if we talk about configuration, if a car is having 4 wheel, so it is its physical characteristic. If a car is running with 100 miles per hour, so it is a functional specification. So configuration means functional and physical specification. Both these two types becomes a configuration. So configuration management plan means that if we talk about in terms of project management, that you are managing the configuration of a project. Like you have a scope document and you are controlling the version of a project. So this is a concept of configuration, not only just a simple version of a scope document. Like many documents, like many scope, like many aspects of a project, you are managing either its source code, either its risk management plan, either its scope document. So configuration management plan defines the procedure or defines a plan that how you will manage different aspects of configuration. uh, so guys, hope you understand this topic. Configuration includes all aspects of all aspects of project, which could include the scope, risk, issues, the source code. So how you will manage these all these aspects, and how it will be managed. Next is the process improvement plan. Process improvement plan means that as a project manager, you analyze each and every activity of a project, and you analyze that how you can improve the process. Okay, so are you getting my point set? So process improvement plan means that you identify each and every task and activity of a process, and you would identify that how you could improve that process. So this is a plan that how you will analyze the activities and how you could improve the process. Now friend, I hope that you understood the main concept of project management plan, and you have a good idea that what is project management plan. Now coming towards the approval, a project management, which was our main topic, project management plan approval. Friend, project management plan is basically, it should be, because it's a formal document, so it should be approved by some senior person. Approved means that it's basically signing off that you are as a from customer side you are accepting that this is the plan which we will go through, which we will follow. So in different organization, as per their hierarchy, as per their structure, different approval authorities are there. It depends on the structure of an organization, that who will provide the approval and who will provide the sign off for project management plan. But normally or typically, project management plan is not typically approved by project manager, project sponsor. Project sponsor, you know, that a person who is basically above than project manager, who is accepting, who is responsible to accept the deliverable and also responsible to provide the fund. Or the functional manager. Functional manager is a person who is basically responsible to provide the resources of a project. So mainly we can say three main types, like project manager, project sponsor and functional managers. These are the persons who are who are responsible to provide the provide the approval of project management plan. Friend, let me tell you that it becomes less difficult for a project manager to get the project management plan approved if all the stakeholders are identified along with and their requirements are and objectives. The project manager handles conflicting priorities in advance. If you have the know-how, if you know your stakeholder that what are their priorities, how you could get the sign off. Remember one thing, friend, it's a very typical scenario. It's not easy to get the sign off from the senior management. If you are already project manager, I hope that you could understood my point. It's not easy to just simply go and get the sign off, because remember one thing, there are so many things: cost, schedule, so quality, so many factors are there. So it's not easy. So if you have a good idea, good understanding about your stakeholder, and if you know that which stakeholder has is more interested, or if you it is not interested, etc. So you, on basis of your knowledge, on basis, if you know their priorities, their stakeholder priorities, so on basis of your knowledge, there are high chances that you can get the sign off from customer. If you don't know your customer, if you don't know your stakeholder properly and their priorities, the conflicting issues between the stakeholders, between different parties, so remember one thing, that it will be very become very difficult for you to get the sign off. You should have very good relationship, you should have very good know-how, knowledge about your stakeholder. Only then you can get these sign off from your customer. Okay, so in the last, I just want to give you a tip, that spend some time with your customer, approximately on telephone calls or meeting, or could give some extra time to them, to get to show them that you are with them, and it to a good relationship with customer is will be a very high chance that you can get sign off. If you don't have good relationship with customer, remember one thing, guys, you cannot get sign off from customer. So that's all from my side. I hope I've tried my level best to explain you the concept of project management plan approval. If you have any question, please do ask from me, and thanks a lot for your time. Thank you. Thanks a lot.